Through to the next round of the Carabao Cup with that 2-0 win over Chelsea, full-time at the Etihad, and alongside me we've got Laura Coombs, Gareth Taylor and Joleon Lescott. Laura, we were hoping for goals in that second half and they came a brilliant second half, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. My predictions out the window. But yeah, 2 good goals, free kick, Mahrez involved in both, so yeah, good second half from him, and yeah, great goals. Great goals indeed. We're going to be getting into the goals in just a second. But Gareth, for the team performance, what did you kind of think of it, especially in the second half?
Yeah, City were good. You know, they created chances. Chelsea played their part in the game. They would be really disappointed with the Mahrez free kick kind of going through the wall. But from that point, you can only see one winner really with City. Good performances. Worked really hard as a team with and without the ball. You know, and we've just been talking before about some of the teams that have gone out in the last night and tonight. So it could be a clear running for City, this, and a good opportunity.
Well, we can hopefully be renaming it the Manchester City Cup once again, possibly. Maybe speaking too soon, Joleon. But when we were speaking about the team as well, the starting 11, you know, there was some of them big names we're used to seeing that were on the bench. To see Rico Lewis start, Cole Palmer, Gomez, obviously Stefan Ortega as well, we're going to highlight as well. But a brilliant performance from that team against a very good Chelsea team.
Yeah, definitely. I think controlled it a lot more in the second half. Possession and chances, fully deserved to go ahead and score 2 goals, but Ortega, ridiculous performance from him. Well, I know one of them was offside, but 4 top saves. So again, he'll come off this game maximum confidence, but again, a top performance from everyone really.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ortega was given man of the match here in the stadium, and I think rightly so. There was 2 saves at the end where I sit down there in the second half that were phenomenal. But we were speaking about before the second half, Jack Grealish, and he picked up where he left off. I mean, Sean Goater, I think, gave him man of the match on commentary. He was brilliant today, wasn't he, Laura?
Yeah, he was definitely up there. He was just worked tirelessly the whole time, picking up so many good areas, driving with the ball. He was a real bright spark for City, and yeah, he deserved it as well, I thought.
Yeah, a bit unlucky not to get the goal, Julian, and not that, as we say, we particularly know on this show that doesn't ever define a performance, but there's one coming from soon, because he was so direct today as well, in particular, I thought.
Yeah, I think you want him to score for him more than anything else. Again, we're not justifying his performances by them moments, because overall he's contributing, and I think it was Mendy last season that was outstanding and prevented him from scoring. So Chelsea's maybe his nemesis team, but he always puts in a good performance, which is what obviously we need and what the manager wants.
Stefan Ortega, obviously, as we know, he came in to be second to Ederson, but I mean, you alluded to it there, Gareth, Joleon. It's huge for him, that, Gareth. I mean, Chelsea had 15 shots, I think, and maybe around 6 on target or something. So they kept him busy, and I mean, he looked like a hell of a shot stopper.
Yeah, to come in a game at this level as well, with having not had that rhythm that we spoke about, which is so important for players, I think his performance was top. You know, I think that goes to show as well kind of Chelsea's contribution. You know, they had a good go tonight. Obviously, it's really difficult for them when they play 5 at the back, and City's build-up play was so good. I thought Bernardo made a real big contribution, controlled the game in the second half when he came on, and again, just a really strong performance from City.
Let's look at the goals then. The first one came from that free kick, and maybe if you haven't had a chance to see at home, it was a Mahrez free kick, but what happened with the wall there that kind of played into Mahrez's favour, didn't it?
Yeah, the wall looked like it was in the right place, but it was just the guy on the end forgot to jump. And so it worked a perfect ball, whip round over this guy's head. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Lapse. Is that just a lapse in concentration, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I think the wall's there obviously to jump because they've positioned someone on the floor, so which allows the wall to jump. He hasn't done his job, and then all of a sudden ends up in your net. And Mendy was right to be frustrated and angry with that, because so there's no point practicing and spending hours on the training ground doing them or kind of nullifying them details, and then all of a sudden someone not concentrating.
Well, this will sound like an obvious question. I think it's fair to say, you know, Mahrez, particularly last season, was one of our best players. Maybe struggled to replicate that form. Still been brilliant, I think. But getting a goal like that, when you're in that maybe moment, what does that do for you as a player?
It does give you a lift and confidence, and you know, it'll just remind him that he's really got like class in his locker. And the second goal as well, the first touch, he's known for that, and that's what he brings.
Would you agree best first touch in the Premier League?
Yeah,
Go on.
No, I was going to say he's got one of those great abilities to take his eye off the ball and just, you see the ball, he's thinking about his next action. He really recognises that his touch is so good that it just sets up the next part. And like Laura said, he had a real contribution tonight. We were talking about the free kicks before, and some of them were so close for City. Gundogan had one in the first half, so hard to get it up and down that we were talking, weren't we, about potentially going through the wall or putting 2 City players in front and trying to hit the space. And that's kind of what broke the deadlock, really.
Broke the deadlock. I think there was maybe a chance from Chelsea not too long after, but then that man, Julian Alvarez, deserving of the goal again. I mean, you can talk us through it, Joe. He started the move with the pass from Jack and finished it.
But even before that, I think it was Cole Palmer on the edge of the box, made a great tackle, and then got fouled, played a quick free kick, which I think Pep might have been frustrated with a little bit because he wanted to slow the game down. All of a sudden, they've just broken, and it's like 3v2 at the back, a great switch. But then he didn't just watch and admire his pass, he followed it into the box, and he said he anticipated that save. And again, strikers don't do that by luck. They understand where that's going to fall, and he was there to finish.
I think Bunny got that instinct as well, I guess, you know, when, as you say, when you see Koulibaly, he was react but not quick enough because Julian was so quick. That's that striker's instinct, isn't it?
Yeah, they just know where they've got to be. They just Bunny definitely has that.
Gareth, they then pushed at us, and I guess what a great thing for City as well to be tested, and we're so used to seeing teams really at the Etihad not get out their half. A great test of resilience for them boys, the fact that Chelsea did come at us, and as we said, they had 9-10 shots.
Yeah, they've got quality, and they're bringing on good quality with Havertz and Mason Mount. They're good players, and we were kind of doing double takes in here at some of the shots saved by Ortega, because like, has he saved that?
Yes.
And you've seen it on the replay, like he got fingers to it. Some of the saves he made were really, really top.
I'd encourage anyone, if you're looking for 5 minutes to pass the time, go watch his highlight reel from the Bundesliga. I think his statistic was one of the best shot stoppers in the league last year, and it was on full show tonight. I guess for Ederson as well, actually, they always talk about that competition for places, Gareth, and actually it's good for Ederson to know that right behind him you've got someone in Ortega that looks the part as well.
Yeah, the goalkeepers are a little bit different, we always say.
Yeah.
Cut from a different cloth, but they have a real good union between them, and I think there's real good support there. And I think any dynamic like that is great. Ederson will be really supporting Ortega tonight, as will Scott Carson. So I think you're really delighted when a goalkeeper comes in who hasn't played so much and puts on a performance like that.
Another great performance I thought was the full-back goal. Both of them, Rico on one side, but Gomez, some of them deliveries today, Joleon, were very tasty.
Yeah, again, I think the second half of the Seville game, Pep tweaked it to where they were playing outside rather than inside, and I think they contributed tonight that whole game on the outside of the wingers and offered the width, and when you give them the opportunities to put balls in the box, they will provide quality. So yeah, again, no one's performance surprised me because we've seen it all before from all the players.
Another great moment in the second half was the return of Calvin Phillips. Laura, what did you make of his 40-minute cameo, 45-minute cameo?
I thought he did really well, considering, was it 13 minutes of football he's played for City before this game? So considering he's been out so long, he just kept it simple, short passes. He did everything right, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we say, Gareth, that role, we know how key that is to Pep's system, and we had one of the best in the world at it in Fernandinho. Rodri's then filled that void, but he looked like he'd been playing there for all season, really.
Yeah, I was watching his performance when he came on, and there was some really good moments for him. I think I like the way he plays in this team, more so than when I watch him play for England. Mm-hmm. A lot of his passes will be a little bit sideways and backwards, but here he gets his body shape right. He was the spare player pretty much in the second half, and a lot of the play went through him. He broke things up really well. It'll be really interesting to see what happens with the squad tomorrow, because we were talking before about is that enough football to go into a major competition. But he's come on and contributed really well tonight and showed what an asset he can be.
I mean, Southgate knows that. I mean, we think to the Euros how key he was to England, so he maybe got a little bit of credit there, possibly.
Yeah, there'd be plus and negatives or minuses for every player that's selected. And you could look at it that he hasn't got many minutes, but you could also look at it from a point of view where his confidence isn't going to be as low as some players that have been playing out of form, negative results. He's going to be fresh, mindset, fresh physically. So, listen, you could argue a case for any player. But again, Kelvin will know. Kelvin will know himself whether he's going to be ready, and it's different rehab now. That the rehab is geared to getting back to match fitness straight away. You don't need 2 or 3 games to get into the rhythm. It's kind of like you've been training all week or for the last few weeks for this moment. So the minutes would have accumulated to a good case for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for that announcement tomorrow. And just looking around the tournament as well, I think we've seen Arsenal are no longer in the tournament. Leeds are out, Palace are out, and Tottenham as well, and potentially, dare I say, maybe Liverpool, currently on penalties against Derby. So we'll keep you updated if we get any updates on that, if we're still on air. Currently 2-2 on penalties, so all to play for. We look at, I mean, even when you're listening to those teams that have gone out, I mean, Gareth, you said there at the start, Laura, it feels like we could kind of put a nice little run together and have a good chance at progressing quite far in the competition this year.
Yeah, I think they'll be confident, definitely, but also knowing the stature of the teams that have gone out, it's a very good opportunity for them. So yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
As we then look ahead again to Brentford on Saturday, what have you made of their season so far, Gareth? Brentford, who?
Yeah, good team. You know, they've got good options at the top end of the pitch in Mbeumo and Tony scoring goals. A real threat. I think at the moment I just can't see anyone coming and having an effect on this City team, regardless of the team Pep picks. You know, you look at some of the guys who were warming up at the end. Phil doesn't get onto the pitch. Kevin doesn't get onto the pitch. Haaland, Akanji, it's John Stones. It's pretty phenomenal, really, the strength that they have and the levels that they're playing at. So, you know, as much as there'll be full respect for Brentford, you know, I'm really expecting a good performance and a victory again for the team. And
that's exactly what we're wanting to finish just before this World Cup break, because I think everyone, the consensus is it's going to feel like almost a new season coming back from the World Cup.
Yeah, of course it will. Players will come back at different times, different states, mind, physically. So, yeah, it's an opportunity to people like Haaland that ain't going to the World Cup to give people a good reminder of, whilst people are watching the World Cup, he's still the man in the Premier League.
Well, Gareth, in that, I mean, they've said they're going to go on holiday, of course, but when they are back, will they use that time, do you think, Pep, to then the players that are still here, maybe to, you know, your Rico Lewis's and maybe some of the signings that we've signed that haven't gone, gives them a chance to embed more into the system that Pep wants them to play?
Yeah, they'll have plans.
Yeah.
They'll have plans. I think there's a camp that they will go away on. I mean, obviously now winning this game, it means that they play 3 days after the last of the World Cup final. Yeah, so I think that changes the objective, which was previously they were playing on the 28th of December. So, yeah, they need to be ready, and they will be. You know, there's real good support here. Pep have the players ready, and yeah. Is every player going to be at the World Cup final for City? No. So, you know, hopefully they'll get some kind of break before they come back. But you have to say objective, really positive in terms of Arsenal being the team that have been there at the beginning of the season. City have been right there as well. And I think, you know, the first half of the season has been top just before going away to the World Cup. They've had a real strong start and put themselves in a really good position
to kick on. Absolutely. Looking ahead then as well to your game, we've been talking about this big one, the derby that's coming up. But before that, a few fixtures with a Continental Cup tie coming in. Laura, I'm guessing for you, it's been a brilliant October. We said at the start of the show as well, congratulations to Gareth for nominating for Manager of the Month as well. I guess you'll be looking to really just keep this momentum going that you found yourselves in.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully everyone comes back fit and healthy from international, and we'll just pick up where we left off, hopefully, against Everton next Saturday.
Do you seem to sit, you know, when you go away for international duty, do you very quickly, is it like, you know, a little half-term break almost? You just come back in, it's like you've never been away?
Well, we actually only have like 1 or 2 sessions all together as a team normally, so it is a real quick turnaround. But you know, we're used to it. It happens every month pretty much. So yeah, we know how it works now, and everyone just quickly changes their mindset
and get back into it. And Gareth, I'm just guessing you'll be hoping to see more of the same from what you've seen from your team so far.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we had a good plan of games, a good batch of games in this recent period. We go into another one now before Christmas, and yeah, looking forward to the challenge. I think, you know, we've shown some good things, and like Laura said, I think the importance of coming back after international break and making sure everyone reacclimatises really quickly to what we do, and we don't have much time, but it's the same for all teams, like she said, and I think we're if we could do that, we'll continue in the same vein.
Absolutely, and Continental Cup as well. I've been reading an interview with yourself, Gareth, saying it's really important, hopefully as well. That can almost provide a springboard, I guess, like this for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's the comparison we have here. What we've seen tonight. You've seen the holders. Liverpool are currently going through penalties. Everyone wants to take this competition seriously because it's a opportunity for a trophy, and a trophy that we've been successful in as a women's organisation, and obviously the men's have been really successful in this competition as well.
Joleon, Pep speaks about that, how it is nice to get that first one under the belt, and for the players as well, I guess it puts them in that kind of knockout frame of mind that will become later on with the FA Cup and the Champions League.
Yeah, 100%, and I'm not seeing all the teams that have been selected, but I'm surprised there's so many teams that are doing so well in the league that have gone out. I'm sure there would have been rotation, but with there only been one more game before the break, I'm surprised they made so many changes. Again, the opportunity to win this competition for so many clubs is more important than it should be here. But we prioritise this competition, so credit to Pep, credit to the application from all the players and the mindset, because when they go into this competition, they look to win. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, listen, before we wrap up, we can bring you a little Matchday Live interview now. Calvin Phillips is giving us his thoughts at full time. Here he is speaking to us just downstairs, just down there.
Calvin, great to see you back tonight. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, obviously, very happy to get 40 minutes. It was a tough game, but it's been a long 7 weeks, and being focused on getting back fit. With good timing as well, with the World Cup getting announced tomorrow. So yeah, I feel good. Obviously, I was tired in the first 10 minutes, but after that, I feel really good.
It looked like you'd never been away. Were you nervous on the touchline when you were waiting to come on?
Not really nervous. I was just more, eager to get on and eager to play. But yeah, obviously I timed it well with the goals as well. Literally came on and we scored 2 goals. So
claiming that, yeah.
Well, got to claim something.
And there's one crunching Phillips challenge, which is good to see. Did you feel alright after that as well?
Yeah, well, I think that's my game really, to get stuck in and try and throw my centre back a bit, and obviously with the shoulder, obviously got to be careful. But after that, I felt fine. So.
And Jack was amazing tonight, wasn't he? It must be great to see him just ahead of the announcement as well, with the team play like that, and plus Ortega as well was excellent. What was your view of them?
Stefan was obviously unbelievable. Kept a clean sheet, and some of the saves that he made was amazing. But Jack was, Jack is, he's trained really hard every single day. Obviously, he's not had the luck with scoring and assists, but I think he brings a lot more to the team than just that. And when you see him play and when he plays like that, it's a joy to watch.
And last 16 and the crowd, I thought, were amazing tonight. What did you take from that?
Yeah, it was a good atmosphere. I think obviously the away fans was pretty good as well, and they made our fans, a bit more louder. But the pushers on, obviously our fans pushed us on a lot more, and we obviously got the 2 goals at the end, so it was nice.
No escaping the squad's announced tomorrow. Are you going to sleep well tonight, or when do you think you'll hear?
Probably the same time as everyone else, to be honest. Which I don't mind. It kind of keeps it secretive and a lot more exciting. But yeah, I'm obviously very excited. So we'll see what happens.
Everyone's willing you into the team, so best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Carl.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Calvin Phillips, and absolutely right, we'll be willing him into the team. Joleon, it is, I guess, there's a little nervous moment, is it, when you're waiting for the call-up, possibly?
Yeah, it's even if the more established players in the squad will be nervous. So he says he'll sleep well, but I'm not so sure. Adrenaline anyway from the game. But in regards to him being selected, yeah, I'm hoping all the City lads get through and get selected and do well.
We've got a big English contingent as well, so fingers crossed. I think that's around 2 o'clock tomorrow. It's finished full time at Anfield. Liverpool have gone through on penalties.
You saying that with a smile? I thought the way you were smiling, I was thinking you was going to say it.
No, but I thought, come on, I'm in my presenter role here. I mean, you're
the City tap on.
I'll step outside here and I'll be gutted. But no, Liverpool are through 3-2 on penalties. And if you want to get tickets, there's a big game happening. It's 11th of November. It's the Manchester Derby. It's taking place here at December. It's taking place here at the Etihad. If you go to mancity.com, you can see our women's team take on Manchester United women's. And Laura, it's going to be a hell of a game, that isn't it, this season?
Yeah, big game. I feel like the build-up as well as we yeah, it's gonna be really good. We're hoping to put on a really good performance for everyone who comes out to watch us.
And I think, Gareth, you said it, we're going to try and maybe we're going to go and we're going to put it out, we're going to try and break a record for what we've had at the Etihad. That's what we're going to
Yeah,
go
I think the signs are good. I think at the moment it's exceeded the previous attendance. So let's see. I think the women's game is going from strength to strength at the moment. It's more recognised, it's more accessible. So yeah, hopefully we get a really good crowd, because you've seen here tonight, good atmosphere, good performance from the team.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference, none more so in the derby. So you know the drill, mancity.com. That is where you can get tickets Sunday, the 11th of December. And I'll be seeing you there. I cannot wait for that. I'll be coming with the family. Want to say a massive thank you to you all for watching, but in particular as well to today's guest, Joleon, an absolute pleasure, and to Gareth and Laura as well. Thank you so much for the insight. And honestly, from us all here on Matchday Live, wishing you all the luck for the season ahead. And it's been brilliant so far, so long may it continue. And thank you again to you guys. So I'm back with you at the weekend. Quite interesting as well. Paul Dickoff's son Max plays for Brentford B team. He's going to be in the stadium somewhere, and Paul Dickoff is going to be in the studio with me. So come join me. We'll be live from around 11:30, as we are before every Manchester City game. But we are through to the last 16 of the Carabao Cup, full time at the Etihad. Manchester City 2, Chelsea 0. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely evening and enjoy the rest of the week. Good night.